Can we agree that greatness requires ambition? Unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. You can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough. So at least twice in the Gospel of Matthew, this conversation of greatness comes up. And at least twice.
Ruslan.
Okay, to your comment yesterday, why is ambition not evil? So there's the sons of thunder in the scriptures, and this story happens multiple times, right? And one of the times, like, their mom even confronts Jesus over this question, okay? And so every time Jesus is confronted with this question of greatness, what is greatness? What is to be great? What does that require? Can we agree that greatness requires ambition? To be great requires ambition. To become great. So check this out. This is one of my favorite Bible stories. Luke 9:46. An argument arose among them, this is the disciples, as to which of them was the greatest. This is wild. These dudes are watching Jesus heal people, watching Jesus do all kinds of miracles, right? An argument arose among them as to which of them was the greatest. But Jesus, knowing the reasoning of their hearts, took a child and put him by his side and said to them, whoever receives this child in my name receives me, and whoever receives me receives him who sent me. For he who is least among you, John answered, Master, we saw. Okay, so that's the first part where they share that in Luke. Now that story is also in Matthew 18. At that time, the disciples came to Jesus, saying, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom?" And calling to him a child, he put him on the midst of them, and put him in the midst of them, and said, "Truly I say to you, unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoever humbles himself like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Whoever receives one such child in my name receives me. But whoever causes one of these little ones who believes in me to sin, it would be better for him to have a great milestone fastened around his neck and be drowned in the depths of the sea." Okay, so there's also a story, and I think this is overlapping, where the sons of Zebedee, their mother approaches Jesus. You check this out. So then it happens again, but now the mother does the approaching. Matthew 20:20. Watch this. This is mind-blowing. This is mind-blowing that Jesus has to keep having this conversation. He's had it at least twice with them. Now this time, 2 chapters later, he's having it with the mom. Matthew 20, verse 20. Then the mothers of the sons of Zebedee came to him with their sons, and kneeling before him, she asked him for something. And he said to her, "What do you want?" She said to him, "Say that these 2 sons of mine are to sit, one at your right hand and one at your left hand in your kingdom." Jesus answered, "You do not know what you are asking. Are you able to drink the cup that I am to drink?" They said, "We are able." He said to them, "You will drink my cup, but to sit at my right hand and at my left hand is not mine to grant, but it is for those whom it has been prepared by my Father." And when the 10 heard it, they were indignant at the 2 brothers. But Jesus called to them and said, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord over them, and their great ones exercise authority over them. It shall not be so among you. But whoever would be great among you must be your servant. And whoever would be first among you must be your slave. Even as the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." So at least twice in the Gospel of Matthew, this conversation of greatness comes up. And at least twice in the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus is faced with a tough conversation because they're probably expecting some type of military authority. They're expecting some type of status, and they're not understanding what's about to happen at the cross. But what's interesting about this story is that in Jesus' interaction with them, notice that he doesn't rebuke them. Okay? There are times where Jesus rebukes his disciples. There are times where he rebuked Peter, for example, right? Peter's like, "You can't go to the cross." You say, "Get behind thee, Satan," right? So there are times where he's rebuking his disciples. But when it comes to this topic of greatness, which is directly connected with ambition, Jesus doesn't rebuke them. He redirects them. He says, if you want to be great, don't be like the Gentiles that lord over each other. Don't exercise authority in that way. It shouldn't be like that among you. But whoever would be great among you must be your servant. And whoever be first among you must be your slave. And then he points back to the Son of Man. Sacrificial servant leadership. There's nothing wrong with desiring to do great things for God. There's only something wrong where that desire captures you and makes you lose sight of the main thing, which is serving people and serving God. Serving God through serving people. This is the upside down kingdom, okay? And so a lot of you guys desire certain things. You're ambitious. Now, the scriptures are clear that selfish ambition, if it's just about you and your name and whatever you want to do, is not good, right? That's not good. But godly ambition, ambition for the kingdom, ambition to help, serve, ambition for all these things, for God's glory, ambition to lead your family well, ambition to be a provider, ambition to be the priest, ambition to be the protector of your home, ambition for these things is not bad. It's good. It's just sometimes it needs to be redirected. Sometimes it needs to be redirected, and we need to be reminded that ultimately in our upside down kingdom, the first shall be last and the last shall be first, right? In the upside down kingdom, it's who serves the other that's the greatest, not the one who has everyone serve him. Hey, you may not know I make music, but I have a brand new song that just came out. Here's a quick preview.
I went from being a porn addict to sharing the gospel with a porn actress who was criticized for being low status by the same OnlyFans who treat us so lavish. I'm confused.
I swear y'all thought he did doing podcasts, hot takes. He still can rap.
Now, this is my first song that I've released in over a year, so I need you to go to Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you consume music and stream Too Soon right now. Add it to your favorite playlist, share it with a friend. So hit the link in the description or go to RuslanToTheMoon.com to stream Too Soon now. I'll see you over there.
Ooh, ooh, oh, they got me with the dramatics, you knew.
Servant leadership, right? This is what Jesus exemplified by washing the disciples' feet, right? So there's nothing wrong with ambition. It's a good thing. Many of us are wired differently. Many of us are more ambitious than others. That's okay. The issue becomes why the ambition? What are you trying to do? Right? And and what's the point? What's the point of what it is? Right? And so I think when you think of it this way, well, then you start realizing that humility precedes honor. Humility out of a place of let me serve people, let me love people, then I can be a blessing, right? That's an interesting concept. He doesn't rebuke the desire to be great. He doesn't rebuke ambition. He redirects it. And if you're ambitious, cool, redirect it. I have a family member who he's younger. He's a teenager. And he wants to earn money so he can have a car. And I'm like, that's cool. But what you really should focus on is serving people in a way that you're solving their problem so that they pay you to solve their problem. And on the other side of that is the money for the car you want. If you just consume yourself with the car, you guys follow along, if you just consume yourself with the thing and you don't slow down and go, why am I getting the thing? And what is the process and the means in which I get the thing? Because you can get the thing without any work, without any service, and then you won't learn anything. And so consume yourself with the process, not the product of the said process. You want the result, but you don't want to go through the process. Figure a way out to love the process. If you want to earn more money, I'm just using that as an example. Many of you guys get triggered. Figure out the process of what people who earn more money do on a day-to-day basis to earn more money. Fall in love with the process and stop chasing the money. You guys see what I'm saying? Fall in love with the process of developing a better marriage and stop chasing, I just want to have more with my wife. Fall in love with the process of serving your wife, and you'll be shocked at what happens on the other side of serving your wife. We live in a very materialistic, shallow culture. Everything is now. Everything is, I want the thing. I want the shiny object. Ooh, butterfly. I'm going on to the next thing, right? We're very distracted. But the more of us that can lock into the process and say, let me fall in love with what it means to serve people and solve problems for them. And if I solve enough problems of the right people, eventually I will make more money. If I help enough, right? And so that is ambition exemplified. That is ambition amplified and directed into a way that serves to build the kingdom and not build our kingdom. And I think that's what Jesus is ultimately after. Do you just want to build your kingdom, or do you want to build his kingdom? I want to build God's kingdom. I don't care to build the kingdom of Ruslan. I've been there, done that, tried. It's trash. It's unfulfilling. It's cringe. But if I consume myself with building and so what does that mean? That means that I have to also put the needs of others before myself. I have to be considerate of the people I'm working with. I have to be considerate of other creators and trying to help and pull up as many people as I can, people that are serious about this thing, right? And so like we don't really like to think about helping other people. There's a Zig Ziglar quote that's really fascinating. Now this is a little self-helpy, okay? So just bear with me. We're going to take it from scripture to just a bit self-helpy. You can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. So you can have what you want if you actually consume yourself with helping other people get what they want. It's interesting, isn't it? It's a paradigm shift. Because left to our devices, we'll be super self-absorbed and consumed with ourselves. But if you can consume yourself with other people and help them with the information, the skills, the resources you have, that is actually the path to having the thing you think you want. It's seldom a materialistic thing. You don't really want the materialism. Like you don't want the things. You want the freedom you think the things bring. But the things are just a means to an end to the freedom and the contentment. Stop putting an obsessive nature about your success and your come up and actually start considering, well, what do I have that can help other people solve their problems? What do I have in my arsenal? What skills do I have? What resources do I have? What relationships do I have? What friends do I have that I can sell? Right? This could be as simple as this. This could be as simple as this. You might know someone that's struggling right now because they don't have a job. But you might know someone that needs to hire some good people. You just solved a problem. You just served 2 people. There was nothing in it for you. But you do that enough times, and you will have enough friends and equity with people that it'll be reciprocated, not always in a one-for-one type of way. I heard a quote. It's an interesting quote. My buddy Ryan Pineda had a podcast guest on his podcast, and he said, would you rather have $10 million or 10 million friends? 10 million true friends. It's an easy answer. You'd rather have 10 million true friends. Because then you could just ask all of them for $10 and then you'll have $100 million. That's the joke, right? The principle is the same. And by the way, there's people outside of the kingdom that are applying this and crushing it. Because you put people first. You put people's desires first, what people are after first. And if you could understand people and you could serve people, you could do incredible things. This is not exclusive to the church. This is from the church. This principle is from the church, but God's truth is so good that it can come from the church. It can come from the scriptures, and it could actually help other people that even aren't crafted into this body of Christ that we're a part of. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting that non-Christians will take these principles and apply them better than Christians, while Christians are stuck in a cognitive dissonance of, do I have too much or do I have enough, or should I be poor or should I be? It's like, that's not the point. That isn't the point, guys. Hey, this clip is from our daily after party stream. If you enjoyed it, consider signing up for our Patreon community for only $5 a month, where you get access to the replays of our daily after party streams, as well as the uncut extended versions of our podcast, Discord access that's private, and a discount code for our merch store, only $5 a month. And ultimately, it's the best way to help us contextualize the gospel of Jesus using media, podcasting, and of course, YouTube. The link for that is in the description or in the pinned comment. The perks are amazing. You should get on there. It's only $5 a month. I'll see you over there, all right? Peace.